Elon Musk is the most richest man in the world, and President Trump is the most powerful man in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And they did not have the right tools to slow things down, to understand what's happening for them. And
Does
what
that make us the richest and most powerful people in the world?
experience work interactions in a different and refreshing light. This is the Leader in You podcast, brought to you by EMC Leaders, taking care of the teams you care about, as well as the connected culture.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Leader in You podcast. We are back. Yay! I'm here with Dr. Lola,
Hi, Polina. It's so nice to be here
my
with you.
amazing
Hello,
mom.
everyone.
And today we're talking about a hot topic. Why don't you tell them what's going on?
Well, as we all have witnessed, Elon Musk and President Trump got into a little tornado, what we
A big
call
one.
a big one, a big one.
Yeah, a huge one.
A huge one. It's so interesting to see their relationship. When they were connected, the relationship was really, really good. They were helping each other, they spoke highly of each other, and they had a mutual focus on making America great again. And also, President Trump gave a really good role to Elon Musk to cut waste and abuse for government spending. So it was really well. I mean, everybody liked it. President Trump would invite him to his rally, his campaign rally, and Elon Musk was very excited about it, and he supported everything what Trump was doing. And wow, just moments after Elon Musk had left President Trump's office, in the moment when he left his role as the leader of Doge, we saw this negative exchange happen.
I don't actually know exactly the starting point of what happened. All I know that there was a big conflict broke out and it was all public. Like they were bashing each other on X.
Yes.
There was like one comment after another comment after another comment after another comment. And I think it's just like it's really sad to see because, first of all, is it like really true? Because some people are saying maybe they're putting on this like show. It's a performance.
I think it was true because some of the things that they were saying to each other, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is exactly." It was not very. It was surprising to me in a way that they were so connected and it went so quickly
Hmm.
sideways. But it
Yeah.
actually started with Elon Musk commenting on this big, beautiful bill that Trump is trying to pass through Congress and Senate. And Elon Musk was making these posts like this one. It says, "This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it."
Wait, so this was that I saw that comment. Was that comment after they had already gotten into a conflict, or Elon Musk just decided to comment on?
Because this was June 3rd, and he was
Hmm.
last day was I think June 1st. And June 2nd
Oh,
was
okay.
when President Trump held a press conference with Elon Musk in his office, in his Oval Office. He presented this beautiful gift to Elon Musk. He said such beautiful words,
I
wishing him
didn't know
well,
about
and
that.
and
Wait, so who decided that Elon Musk was going to be out of like stepping down from?
he was a temporary government help, and he had
Oh, okay.
only number of certain days he could do it as a volunteer.
Oh, got it. So Donald Trump brought him in temporarily,
Yes.
and then he was done with his service to the
Yes.
government. So, yeah, I think it's good to.
But the language, look at the language he used.
Well, okay,
It's very,
so
very aggressive right away because
so Well, something happened. If he left June 1st and then they had a press conference June 2nd and Donald Trump presented him with a gift and it seemed like everything was going really well and Donald Trump was like really grateful for his service and Elon Musk done some great things for Donald Trump and the government. And then all of a sudden there
On
was
June
a post
3rd, or
about this bill. So maybe Elon Musk had been feeling those things and thinking about those things and not.
some reporters actually said that they had a meeting with Elon Musk and Scott Bassett, who is the Secretary of Treasury, to talk about the bill. The reporter said that Trump sided with Scott Bassett. And I
Mm.
think in that exchange, it could be that Elon Musk felt rejected and not valued
Hmm.
because he comes across with this aggressive comment that demonstrates that there's a disconnection happening.
So this is really good. We're like investigators. I love this. So the reporters we're doing an investigation on the current situation between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. And the reporters had this conference that then when Donald Trump took the other guy's side, didn't take Elon Musk's side or didn't have his back, that probably signaled to Elon Musk that he doesn't have his back, which like triggered him to then
Yes.
turn around and comment about this bill. And that's what
Yes.
started the.
Yes, because then on X, Elon Musk brings all different examples of how he talked about reducing the government expenses for so many years, and so did Trump. And so he's bringing all these examples on X saying, "Where's that guy? Like, where's the President Trump that used to say we need to cut the expenses?" But I think he maybe did not have all the information that he needed to make that judgment call. I think he maybe doesn't recognize that what Trump has to do is very limited in that moment, and they have to take like small steps. And
Mm.
Elon Musk is a genius innovator that he feels like he has to make big changes like he did with Doge. I think he was expecting President Trump to have his back. You're right, and to say, look, Elon has made so many maybe sacrifices and efforts in cutting our government. We have to still work on the bill and we cannot pass it as is.
Maybe Elon Musk felt some way obligated, then maybe what actually happened was Elon Musk maybe felt like his reputation and his relationship with his people that follow him and love him and support him and Tesla and everything that he's doing, like his following and his audience, maybe could have had a skewed perception of who he is as a person if what Donald Trump was saying wasn't going to be upheld by what he actually is doing.
I think so. I
So
think his
maybe that's
value
what's
somehow,
happening.
maybe in front of his people, somehow he felt either embarrassed or ashamed or devalued somehow. And he felt like he's letting his people down in that way.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
right, and so there's many different things that we can hypothesize what has happened between them. But the thing, what really is interesting to me is Elon Musk is the most richest man in the world, and President Trump is the most powerful man in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And they did not have the right tools to slow things down, to understand what's happening for them. And
Does
what
that make us the richest and most powerful people in the world? Because we
but
have the tools.
well, I think this is what's going on in companies with the most smartest people in company when they don't
Yeah.
have the right tools and they don't know how to share what's happening. I mean, Elon Musk could have said, "I'm worried."
Mm-hmm.
He could have said, "I have done all this work and I'm feeling like I'm letting my people down." He could have said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
President Trump, I mean, the way he also responded, first he was saying like, I'm very grateful to Elon Musk, but when Elon Musk started to attack President Trump personally, President Trump got hurt. And instead of saying, I feel very sad that Elon Musk is bringing this, and we
Hmm.
clearly have a disconnection, he started to say, well, maybe I should cancel all his contracts, right? So he used threat to respond to the comments that he heard.
I think also it's really interesting when Elon Musk like kind of joined Trump. I noticed a lot of people like they had stickers on their Teslas that said, I bought this before Elon Musk like joined Trump or something,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
before Elon Musk went crazy, or you know, there's a lot of stickers of Tesla on Teslas that I see, and there was a lot of like vandalizing that was happening,
yeah,
you know, on
exactly.
Teslas.
Hmm.
So I think that was a lot, that was probably a lot of, had a lot of impact on Elon Musk.
Probably,
And
yes.
and he probably didn't have the emotional bandwidth and capacity to express what was happening with him
Mm.
when that all of that went down. And so then to, oh my gosh, have this conflict and all of it be pretty much like poured out on social media. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
so crazy. And it's
Well, again,
a lot of weight to hold.
yeah, a lot of weight to hold, and I
Yeah.
think that's what he thinks. He probably feels that President Trump does not recognize the sacrifice that he has made, the effort,
Hmm.
all the pain that he had to instill from his board members, from his companies, from his people, and it has been very, very painful for him. So he probably does not feel that President Trump really gets his pain. And he probably doesn't because Elon Musk
Hmm.
was not
Doesn't know
able
how to
to
express
really
it.
to
Yeah.
express his pain, how difficult it has been for him.
You know, I read yesterday this article on how, like, there have been just in the last 6 months, there have been like 441,000 suicides, and 80% of them were men.
Mm.
And it just talked about how these generations of men who have not been accepted in the space where they can express themselves and they can share their feelings and they can talk about what's going on with them and they can learn the tools to help process their emotions. It has just become so much pressure and such a burden and so heavy for men to carry on their own, that they're not finding and seeing a way out, especially in corporate, especially in business. It's like this is the staple. You just don't have a conversation and include the emotions. That's what everyone has learned. So this is a huge, I think, awakening and revolution of what you're doing and what we're doing here and sharing with this world, the process and how to identify and express emotions in these types of situations and these conflicts to help repair the connection. But not only that, it's to help relieve that stress, the pressure, the pain that we hold on to for so long in our body and in our mind and in our life.
Yeah, it has a huge implications, huge, huge consequence. And you're
Yeah.
probably right. He has been holding that pressure in his body and in his mind for probably for some time.
Hmm.
That as soon as he, he created more distance with Trump, he wasn't right next to him. He's no longer needed. He just went off the steam because that's how it showed. Like he was holding it so much.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking is that like yeah, because I had these conversations with the kids, for example, because they see a lot of this stuff on social media too. And it's like, oh, like wow, that's a lot to deal with. A lot of people resisting him joining the government and what they're doing because of just other people's opinion and perspective on how the government should be run. And then to have to hold all that and then to, yeah, it was like a huge, of course, it's gonna be like an extreme reaction to this one little thing, right? Because the whole entire time that Elon Musk was there, Donald Trump had his back. So
Yeah.
for that one brief moment where he didn't have it back, his reaction was so big. That is a signal that he has been holding on to a lot for a very long time.
Mhm.
Because if it wasn't that kind of reaction, and if he did feel valued, if he did feel like Donald Trump always had his back, and then it wouldn't have been that. That's the
Well,
beauty of this.
agreeing on a particular topic or disagreeing doesn't mean that you don't have person's back. You can
Yeah.
still disagree, but how the person perceives it, right? In the moment, I mean, the disconnection could be caused by such minor responses. It could be a facial expression. It could be just the
Mhm.
word, just one word, and it has suddenly triggered this disconnection in the person's response, and they just go into that attack mode. And inside, maybe they're holding on, and then, like you said,
Yeah.
boom, they stepped on a mine, and a bomb went off. And he
Yeah,
started to think, like,
exactly.
because his comments, and interesting, because one of the comments he posted on X says, without me, Trump would have lost the election, Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51 to 49 in the Senate. So here he demonstrates his value. So this tells me that he's probably raw spot that hit for him was not being valued,
Yeah.
or someone turns away from him.
100%. I agree. I think this is important to note when you see a colleague or a coworker or a boss express themselves in a certain way, like he's in this way, Elon Musk is posting comments that are trying to prove his worth, his worthiness,
Mhm.
that we reverse that, which is what we need to do when we look at the situation is that he wants to feel valued. So, for example, if you're in a conflict at work in the situation that's similar, and someone says, like, I was this and I did that, and that's just them not feeling valued. Yeah, so then he probably also doesn't feel like he was good enough.
Mhm.
Maybe that's what's happening. So it's always an insight when someone expresses themselves in an ineffective way. It's always like a great insight to know where are they suffering, where is their pain, where is it that they're actually hurting, and what is it that they need in that moment. Experience that.
Exactly. Yesterday, I think at the press conference, Trump was asked, so what's going on with Elon Musk? And Trump says, I wish him well. So he softened his responses now. I wish him well. And I think this is the first step is obviously de-escalation. Want
Mhm.
to be able to de-escalate, slow down emotions, slow down the negative responses, because the more they continue, the more it's going to get hostile and the more painful it will be for them in their relationship. We also need to look at the relationship. We can't just look at Trump or Elon Musk and say, look, Elon Musk is acting weird. I think we talked about it. It's like the
I love
fish
this
in the water.
analogy. The fish out of the water. Well, it's acting weird because it can't breathe. So it's like the same thing, right? Like they act weird because they're not like surrounded in an environment where they can breathe.
He's no longer connected with Trump. He's out of the Trump circle, so to speak. Even though
Mhm.
Trump still probably would invite him to all these different events, but I don't know anymore because he doesn't feel connected anymore. But what I'm saying is that there's definitely a rupture in the relationship that happened.
Yeah.
And now we look at the person. This is an example how people will act weird when they lose connection.
I love it. I love it how you say it. Also, it's the president. And yeah, it's
Yes.
Elon Musk, but they're like two very, I mean, the president is a very prominent figure.
Yeah,
Elon
exactly.
Musk is amazing and he could be the richest man in the world, but he's also not the president.
Right. The president still has the say,
The
right? Has the
president
word.
still has the higher, rank here in this relationship.
Right.
So
Exactly. Just like in
I'm
the
sure.
company, the CEO still makes the decision. You don't have to agree with the CEO, whatever they decide. But I think the most important thing is you have the opportunity to
Mm,
share how it impacts you. Even with all
Right,
the
right, right, right.
comments, with
And
the
I
all
think we come back to that a lot, like not having to do anything specific to try and fix the situation at the moment that it's happening,
yeah,
right?
exactly. Exactly. So I hope they will have an opportunity to actually share what happened to them emotionally so they can
Yeah.
reassure each other and address that emotional need that was lost.
Yeah, the more that we can talk about these moments and these experiences, the more I think that people become aware that conflicts really, the ruptures in a relationship that come from conflicts, those happen. That's normal for those to occur. But what's really important is learning how to repair those ruptures in a relationship. And that's actually how you create this thriving, successful environment for any business, also family and home and those sort of things as well. But in business specifically, we want to repair those ruptures, those injuries in the relationship so that you can create this closer connection. I like to say, like, conflicts are an opportunity to either become closer or to recognize also where you respond in a way that you can shift and adjust and change to a positive cycle so people can better understand, hear, and be able to validate you in your experience.
Yes, exactly. You want to be able to create that connection where you can reach for each other. You want to be able, I mean, just like navigating difficult conversations, when people get disconnected, it becomes difficult for them to talk about it. But you need
Yeah.
to be able to speak with a vulnerability in a way that allows the person to hear you without coming across as judgmental or aggressive or attacking. And that's very difficult for people to do.
I was just thinking actually about this situation that I had when I had my yoga studios where we were wanting to open a second location and we were looking for an investor that would come in and bring in like around $75,000 to help support us open the second location. And when we had the meeting with the investor, he agreed. Everything went really well. We opened the second location, and then there was a conflict that occurred like just shortly after that situation. I wasn't there when the conflict occurred. And so he had maybe said something that triggered my ex-husband. And then the way that my ex-husband responded made him feel so like attacked and not emotionally safe that then he wanted to sue us and do all these things to try and get his money back. And we had just the entire relationship fell apart. And it's like so interesting to take a look at it from a completely different perspective. It's like, how do we have the tools to create that emotional safety that would have never happened? It's like, don't wait to learn this process and to take this training. We have the EMC Leaders has this incredible training program that you can take. It's all online, or you can also do the in-person training. Don't want to wait until you're already in a conflict or already have a culture in your organization that is not thriving, that is continuously restructuring or having conflicts. You don't want to wait to have the tools. You want to learn the tools now so that you can create that thriving environment for your employees or with your colleagues or with your boss. If you work for a company and you're just not happy there, this is your answer to finding a way to get free, I say. You find freedom in this process. So, oh, also, I don't want to forget before we end this podcast, I don't want to forget to mention that we have a webinar coming up on June 24th. I think it's 12 p.m. Pacific time. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, that's correct. Yes.
And Dr. Lola and I are going to be talking about navigating difficult conversations, which is a hot topic. Okay. Like, I think that is, how do you even get into a conversation and navigate a difficult conversation? If you have been stuck in a difficult conversation, if you have had trouble navigating through conflicts, this webinar is for you. And guess what? It's free. So if you're listening to our podcast or if you're watching us on YouTube, you can register for the webinar. Email us, Polina@emcleaders.com. You can
Or-
email Lola at
yes,
emcleaders.com. We can register, send you the registration link. You can also text me. My phone number is available for you. If you get stuck in a situation and you're at work and you're like, I don't know what to do, just think, I need to text Dr. Lola. I need to text Polina. And we're going to like put it down below so you guys have access to it. It's 714-410-6642. And you can just send over a text and we'll be happy to help support you through the conflict. And President Trump and Elon Musk, if either of you or if someone you know is listening to this, we can help you guys. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a world where you've got people like us? We're pretty much superheroes in disguise, where we have these superhero powers to help reconnect people magically with this process. So if you're listening and you happen to come across this podcast, it's a sign. You can contact us and we would be happy to help.
Thank you, Polina. This was fun.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. It's a joy to share these podcasts with you. Be sure to check out our previous podcasts and subscribe to join us at our next podcast of The Leader in You, brought to you by EMC Leaders, taking care of the teams you care about. Until then, be well and be focused on your relationships. We'll see you soon.